So as you may have noticed, I haven't done many videos during the last month or so. That's because I've been incredibly busy with my life, my family, my businesses, and my ministry. But beginning next week in August, I plan on getting a lot more content out. So thank you so much for your patience. Now, you'll notice that in June and July, we did several videos about America leading up to Independence Day. It was amazing to me to see the response on those videos. It seems that many of you really appreciated the content, and I do plan to come back and do more historical videos so that believers in America especially can get a better understanding of the heritage of this nation. Now, I also realize that many people viewed this content from other countries. If you are a believer in a different country other than the United States, I want you to understand that God has a plan for every nation on his earth. And just like we have to fight in the realm of the Spirit over America, you have to fight in the realm of the Spirit over your nation. Because it is our job as heaven's Ekklesia in each nation to bring the will of God to that nation. Now, let me take a minute and quickly explain what an Ekklesia is. An Ekklesia is a group of citizens living in a colony or distant province of the mother country who are tasked with the responsibility of being the legislative governing body of that colony or distant province. Their job was to bring the colonization process to the distant province. Now, the first empire to really advance this concept was the Roman Empire. Now, although they borrowed this concept from the Greeks, they certainly expanded upon it and used it to export their laws, culture, and the life of Rome throughout all of its colonies and conquered territories. Instead of just enslaving conquered people, the Roman Empire offered them citizenship, which was highly treasured and coveted in the ancient world. Rome found that offering people citizenship in the most powerful country of the time was the best way to both export their civilization, but also to manage distant territories. You see, if you enslave people, you simply create enemies who are dead set and hell-bent on rebellion. But if you make them friends, they become much easier to manage. Now, the goal of Rome was to export their civilization throughout all of their territories through a process called colonization. Through colonization, every aspect of Roman life, including their legal system, their politics, their language, their culture, arts, sports, architecture, and entertainment, was exported to the territories. And using the Ekklesia, they would enforce the colonization process. So the Ekklesia was Rome's legislative body in a distant territory, charged with making the colonization process of making that territory look like Rome. So they used the template of Rome to create duplicate versions of Rome in the colonies and territories. It was against this backdrop of history that Jesus was born. In fact, his birth was specifically timed to coincide with this point in history because during the Roman Empire, for the first time, heaven would have an example in the earth that represented what Jesus wanted to communicate. So watch what Jesus says here. Matthew 16:13-19. Now when Jesus came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" And they said, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter replied, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered him, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my Ekklesia, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." Notice that Jesus did not say, "I will build my church," but rather, my Ekklesia. This is an important point that I talk about in more detail in my earlier video playlist entitled Kingdom Awakening, which I recommend that you take a look at. So when Jesus said, "I will build my Ekklesia," his disciples knew exactly what he was saying. They understood that he was establishing a government by virtue of the terminology that he used. Now, in the next video, we will continue this discussion because there's so much more that I've got to cover on this before we move on to the next topic. Thank you so much again for your time. I look forward to continuing this journey with you.